Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. It is 7:11 a.m. I am sleeping like a baby these days. It's like I can't even get out of bed. I've been awake. I've been laying in there telling myself I need to keep sleeping. But my mind, once I'm sort of conscious, get up and pee. I had to lay back down when I got up to pee. I wasn't ready. It was like 5. But let's have some coffee. I made some McDonald's coffee. Should we have cowboy coffee this morning? Look at the rich, bold color. We'll try it. If not, we'll put some cream in it. All right, there we go. I'm back on my fast again today. But fasting, I've got a different description about it. I just don't eat very often. That's slurpable. Let me see if I get used to that. I want to get used to it like Angel or somebody said, they couldn't stand it at first and then they loved it and then they, hated it and then loved it again. You know what? Here's what we'll do. I was going to say we'll just drink it black. You got to be tough. But since I have this cream and I've already opened it and I can't return it. What we'll do is we'll get in here. Let me show you. We're going to really get cheap. Let me drop you down there where you can see. We're going to take, I got this like soup spoon here, right? Look at this thing. No, that's not it. This one. See this thing? It's a nice little soup spoon. Goes in my mouth just fine. I'm going to fill that up. That's going to be my new measuring cup. Watch this. Get you in here. We're just going to fill this up. Look at that. Put that in there. And that'll give us a little flavor. That'll make us happy. What we want is happy, folks. So many of you are right that talk about being happy. Sorry. You got to be happy. Life's too short. Now, we don't want to shorten it, and do the wrong things, live the wrong way, eat the wrong way, and all these things that can bring on illness and bad health. We don't want to do that. Now, isn't that more palatable? It is not thick, rich, and... Can you see it? What's it take to point this camera down? It's on this big, tall tripod. That tastes amazing. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Now, is that going to kill me? I don't think so. Even if I did that 3 times a day. And I might go 4 cups of coffee a day. That's not going to hurt me. Not with the activity that I do. And with this new program, the program that Tim could never, ever do. And that's not eat much. Now, I still can't control myself when food is in front of me. I'm going to eat it like I did that turkey last night. Like I'll do 2 or 3 hamburgers on the grill or a steak and a burger. I will eat until I'm full because I love to eat. But I've got pretty good willpower after doing that 32-hour fast that I can go a long time before eating. What I was doing before was eating a lot like that and often. So of all the plans out there, I've got a new baker plan, and that's called Slide Your Ass Away from the Table. Oh, that's good. That's the first cup of coffee this morning. Believe me, that is way more palatable. If I go to McDonald's, I'll just say 1 cream. Just do something to it. Just change it so I can have my coffee. Yeah, I was pouring that heavy whipping cream in there. No more. This is fine. This is way different than black. God, where have you been all my life? But yeah, folks, the mission is on. I think we're going to go down to Venice Beach today. We're going to leave this morning after the prison workers get to their jobs. It's only 7:15. I've got some laundry I'll do today. Believe me, I won't bore you with that. And no eating. Maybe at 5 I'll put something on. I haven't got anything defrosted, and I don't want to commit to it by defrosting it. I'd like to do another fast since I ate. Well, I forgot. I have that turkey already sliced. This is what's left. Where is it? Where are you? Here you are. If I can get behind all those ice packs I got they sent me. But this is what's left. I left some with Fred and Raffaella, like I always do. And I got sent home with all that. And a slice of that, can be defrosted in no time. And put a little butter on it, salt and pepper. So I'm down to 198 this morning, 0.9. No, it's like 198.7. That beats 200, baby. I'm sub 200. Like I said yesterday, Fred was talking about you'll never be 180 because your frame's too big and you work out too much, you're bulking up. And you know what? I really don't care anymore about being 180 as long as I'm a 34 waist. And I checked with the tape this morning. It's still around the fattest part of my belly. It is still, it's under 42. It was 42 or plus, a month ago. It's like 41 and 3/4. Again, a little bit of impatience on my part of like, why, how could it not, but I did eat pretty good last night. So anyway, the weight did go down a pound or two, and it's really not about the pound, it is about the inches. And someone even left a comment that don't lose too much weight, you'll look like an old man. I don't want to look like that. I'm going to have to go into another tablespoon of that cream because that was good coffee. So, carnivore, ketovore, schmortivore, no more is what I'm going to call it. No more. I'm on the no more diet. I'm on the Baker diet. And that is what everyone knows, even a child. When I watched Dr. Fung, something like that, Canadian guy. He said that he asked his 7-year-old daughter, how do I lose weight? She says, you don't eat. So I don't know why you, and the world is letting so many people come in to the internet and tell us what we need to do to lose weight when Dr. Charles Stanley, Pastor Stanley, God rest his soul, said it in church 12 years ago. So I can tell you how to do it. Save yourself a lot of money. Slide away from the table. And like the little girl said, stop eating. Now I know, I'm being facetious. I understand that if you're not going to eat to keep from, people just can't take it, you got to have something that will feed your body what it needs. To stay healthy. You need certain vitamins, right? Well, if meat, in fact, is the most densely populated vitamin source, nutrition on the planet, maybe only lacking one or two things that, like you need your electrolytes, you need, go out in the sun, get some vitamin D. I don't know what it's missing, but certainly not being a vegetarian, I have no problem eating meat, animal-based products. And I have no problem now eating a simple steak, maybe a nice sized steak, especially since I'm only going to be eating once or twice a day at the most. I really believe that the hunger I went through for the first 6-8 hours, I got that out of my mind. I just started saying, I want to lose weight. I want to lose this belly. And it just passed my mind. And then I think that, like people say, it literally does pass you. You don't think about it. You don't have that stimuli in your brain. It's false. It's fake news that you're hungry. You're not hungry. You got plenty of fat to eat on. So here's the new Baker program. Fast often, like every day. Just don't eat but 1 or 2 meals a day. So that's fasting every day. And eat meat. I may incorporate a couple of vegetables, like I had some peas last night with some bacon bits in it that were just amazing, that Rafaela made. I don't know about what poison they've got in them that's going to give me all this inflammation and kill me and keep me from eating them because they want to survive on the planet, or maybe some dark green leafy lettuce that does nothing but, nothing for me, but it just satisfies me with some egg on it and maybe some EVOO or some vinaigrette. I haven't even had a salad, I'm just saying that. Or a piece of squash. And I've never been one that goes out and buys vegetables and makes them. I really don't. So I'm not saying I miss my vegetables. It's just that, hey, if I just want to eat the steak, I'll just eat a steak, just like I was doing on carnivore. So carnivore, ketovore, bakervore. Slide your ass away from the tablevore is what I'm doing, because I've had enough. I've had enough of having this fat percentage covering my body like a skin, some more than others areas, but I work too hard. I have too much ambition. I'm too cognizant of my appearance to want to live like that. I just don't want to do it. And so, all my life, I've been relatively slim. It's been the last good decade. It's ridiculous that I've just let it and tolerated it, wear the shirts out. I was at a 36 pant for a while. I'm back to 34s, but that's my waistline. The belly is still, protruding. It needs to be flat. Sorry to scream. Let's have some more coffee. Here we go. And we all know the detriment of eating anything with sugar. Sugar has no value. Zero. Flour, rice, bread. We know all these things. Well, I knew it, but I still didn't stop eating them for the longest time. But I'm done. I'm done because I'm not going to get to the point I'm at now and blow it. But I'm not going to work so hard to get myself into a position financially, physically, health-wise, and just throw it out the window. Not when I've got a lot less runway in front of me than I got behind me. I want to live. The phone is always stopping the recording because an alarm goes off to flush my black tank. A reminder comes on there to take the darn eye drops. It's always something. But anyway, let's ride down there to Venice Beach and check it out. I've got the scooter. I need to get it out of the trunk and go ahead and throw it on the charge for a little while. I never even charged it after I rode around downtown Sarasota 3, 4, or 5 days ago, because it seems like the battery is just bulletproof in that thing. It just wants to ride and ride. Man, that is good with that little bit of cream. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. That's good. Everything is better with God. Everything. And let me tell you, I've been leaning on him hard. These last few weeks, some personal things are going on. I believe that the diet, the carnivore, the confusion about listening to the YouTube about it, my comments and things, it's just confusing. It wasn't bad or depressing. It was just a lot of information overload that got me really, really consumed with that as the only thing in my life. It's distracted me from other things that I want to be doing. Now I think I'm coming out. I'm seeing some gains, or losses, I should say, and I'm seeing that I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to go God's way. It's not that I don't believe what some of you have told me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of that. But I'm going to be doing what my body is supposed to be. I'm never going to be Mr. Atlas, and I'm not going to be a house. I'm going to be better than I am. It can definitely be improved, but I want to be healthy. And I was talking to Fred and Raffaello last night. This is kind of funny. I'll just briefly mention it before we end the video. We were talking about money, not about investing or saving or money in that way, just somehow about money. And you know how we've made videos before talking about the old days and the old shows and the way things were and all that, because we're all boomers here pretty much watching. I've got some young people now. Welcome to the community, by the way. I hope you stick around. We were talking about money, and Raffaello was saying she had this job. Oh, that's what it was. I was inquiring. I said, did you have a career or work before you and Fred met and everything? And she was talking about, she was, well, I was making $32 a week. I said, what? $32 a week? It barely buys two steaks. Anything you can think of. $32 is nothing. A whole week of working. She gave her money to her father. She was a child and worked. And she's Italian, and they had a big family, and everybody had to contribute. And so that's the way she grew up. I mean, that's the way I wish a lot more kids would grow up today and appreciate things, as they did, as I did. But you have to earn it. So she turned over her check to her father, and her father gave her $10. And $10, she said, bought her clothing, her runaround money, and whatever she did. After working all week and only making $32, she ends up netting 10. Now, of course, she was living at home. They were feeding her. She had her family, and that's just the way it was. She had no problem with it. But can you just imagine? Okay, Fred, he said he was making $100 and something a week. And, Fred was a trucker. But this was before he bought a truck and started driving a truck. And then they got into the story about when they got together and married. She was young. He was young, a little older. And she was talking about how much her bills were and how they put this aside for the rent, this aside for the food. $17 a week, she said, was her food bill. $17. I mean, it's almost like it's not even true, but it is, because we've heard it. And you'll agree if you're anywhere Fred's age, older than me. I mean, $17 for that. They had, I don't know if they had any car payments or anything. I don't think they did. And then they talked about their first house and what they paid, which won't even buy the landscaping job for most houses today. And how they have seen, can you imagine? And they still live today with these prices, remembering, I remember too, things being a lot cheaper, rents and car prices, and when I was selling them and buying them when they were a lot cheaper and all that. It's really ridiculous, isn't it? That money isn't really any more than it was. Instead of $17 to buy your food, it's $170 a week if you have a family, or whatever it is. I mean, I worked it out one time, made a video about it. I mean, you talk about breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I was eating like a fool. It was like $30 a day. And 3 times 3 it's like $900, almost $1,000 a month to feed my mouth. I mean, it's $700 anyway. I mean, more at today's prices. Just for your food. They were paying $17. So it was a fascinating conversation that we were having and just unimaginable. I do remember moving to Florida, and rent was like $400 a month, $450. Everywhere. I mean, there was no $600, $700, $800 a month. No way. It was like 400 for a 2-bedroom villa. You know, I mean, really, in a nice place. So it's just, where are we going? The money value is going down. The prices go up. Nobody's earning any more money. We still only make 33, 38, whatever it is, $35,000 a year is what the average American, every American, if you calculate, every American is making 35 grand a year. That's the average income. 68,000 median household. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people making $1 million a year, or 150,000, 70,000, 80,000, but the average is $35,000. And so you got to do something. You got to get you a camper. You got to live for cheap. You got to find somewhere that's under $1,000 a month for rent. You got to go on a carnivore diet and skip meals. Don't eat some days. You got to do something. And that's what I'm doing. I'm crushing it.